some days you just want to get away from it all, explore gorgeous vistas, experience unique cultures, possess a seagull so you can harness its power to poop on the haters who kidnapped your father. You know, escape the dull every day to explore a fully fleshed out tropical fantasy adventure in Tchia, a touching coming-of-age story steeped in the beautifully rich culture of New Caledonia, a small island in the South Pacific off the coast of Australia. The game shares its name with our spunky preteen protagonist, Tchia, as she explores a series of idyllic islands to learn what became of her father, along with discovering more about herself and her magical abilities. With clear inspiration taken from open-world games like Breath of the Wild, where adventure, combat, and most importantly, exploration takes center stage, Tchia proudly and boldly asserts its unique identity in what can only be described as a fun and fantastical love letter to the creator's homeland of New Caledonia. The game's dedication to immersive storytelling shines through with its use of language, environment, music, and folklore to tell a universally accessible coming-of-age story about love, loss, joy, and resilience in the face of adversity. There is so much to see and do. This one took me a while. From several mini-games spread throughout the world for you to discover and engage with at your own pace, to more collectible items than you could throw a coconut at, not to mention the immensely fun mechanic of soul jumping, where you can wreak havoc as practically any and every animal or inanimate object you set Tchia's glowing green eye on. It felt like there was always something to do and explore, and I cannot stress to you how many times I just wandered off and was not doing the objective. And that, as is the case with most exploration-centered games, can be difficult to balance between that open world exploration and plot progression. Had the game started off with Tchia, our 12-year-old protagonist, excited to explore more of the world around her, prompting us to begin that exploration, gradually progressing the plot's intensity, which would then have unfolded into combat against the evil shaman, right-hand man to a baby-eating tyrannical deity and his creepy sentient cloth soldiers. Instead, the game kicks off with the violent abduction of Tchia's father, then followed up by many low-key fetch quests designed to get you exploring. And I very much understand the need for a narrative hook. I mean, why else would I want to keep playing? But it's pretty wild going from cutting a shaman's face with his own machete to spending a couple hours searching for deep sea pearls to give to a village elder to convince him to help you figure out what happened to your dad, only to then get sent to another fetch quest for another village elder on the opposite side of the island. And during all this time, you're traversing around, taking in the sights, learning how to possess any and every flying, running, or swimming thing in sight. It is, in fact, my inherent problem with all games of this variety, where it's just like, there are clear stakes, but I'm gonna let you know, I'm about to spend 25 hours doing none of that. It doesn't at all make it less fun. In fact, the fun is in that exploration and possessing various things. And like one moment, I'm belly laughing my failed attempts to majestically cross the cliff sides as a deer, hilariously falling ass over tea kettle and beautiful floppy physics down a hillside. And then the next moment I remember, oh yeah, my dad's missing and a dystopian oligarchy has him in prison somewhere. I don't know, I don't hate it, but it's always in the back of my mind whenever I play something from this genre of games. So I don't know, your mileage may vary. With all that said, the game is charming, and I very much appreciate the fact that you could choose to opt in or opt out of things like ukulele rhythm games, or you had the option to skip certain gameplay segments in case you found yourself stuck. You're taken to the next relevant plot point, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I used it once or twice, and I probably would have been proud of myself more if I'd solved the puzzle, but I didn't feel like I missed out or was punished for it, and that feels pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. With that said though, don't skip just for the sake of skipping, because in a boss fight, for example, it expects you to have learned some things along the way and use some of those mini game skills to beat the thing. In the end, the soul jumping mechanic was responsible for most of the fun I had in the game. There's just something so delightfully chaotic about choosing to possess a crow that just so happens to be flying overhead, or a fish that's just minding its own business in a stream and then taken over its body, now adorned with an adorable little flower, just so you can traverse the island more easily, or cut a chain as a crab, or lay a magical egg for some reason. The fact that the game grants you so much freedom to go wherever or however you like, despite having a much more reliable mode of transportation in the form of a fully customizable sailing raft, the fact that they're like, nah, don't even worry about that, makes this game so much more lovable. Tchia overall has so much heart. It's an ambitious game for an indie title, but it's also charming, unique, and just a lovely time all around. Please go check it out. It deserves some eyeballs, and hopefully they will be yours. Anyway, that's it for this indie review. Thank you to everyone over on patreon.com/JesseCox. It's thanks to your support that we can do stuff like this. That's it for me. See y'all next time.